A black screen. A child's scream pierces the void. A voice strikes like thunder. 10 seconds ago, the world was silent. Now, it will face a truth that burns. Los Angeles studio. Bright lights, velvet chairs, 3 cameras rolling cold January morning. Young African president in sharp suit stands backstage. Eyes fierce with purpose. Western media twisted his words before. But he grips a faded photo boy, smiling gone, whispers, "Africa speaks tonight." Hollywood legend, old but sharp, walks in, crew buzzing, host nods, cameras count down. Welcome to a special conversation on global stories in African cinema. Legend extends hand. Let's keep this real. Young African meets his gaze. No smile. Let's make it unforgettable. They sit. Lights blaze, legend, calm, voice steady. I've told stories my whole life, heroes, wars, justice, young. African leans in, voice low, shaking. Wise Hollywood mute when my people die. Crew freezes, legend blinks, host shifts. Young African presses, voice rising, you film justice but never Africa. Why air crackles, no one breathes, producers whisper. Cut, legend raises hand rough. Let it roll, let him speak, young. African's eyes burn, hands steady. When a child in Ouagadougou falls to mercenaries, no screenplays written, but one death in lay Hollywood calls it art. Legend looks down. Silence stings, young African's voice sharpens. Is our blood not red enough? Crew member wipes tears. Legend's voice cracks. It's not that simple enough to care. Young African pulls photo from Pocket Boy 9, smiling, drone strike missed by meters, no one mourned. Malik room dead silent. Legend takes photo, hands shake, so young, real. Not a script, a child gone. I didn't know, legend whispers. Young Africans gaze hard. You didn't ask, legend looks away. I've told stories of cowboys, soldiers, honor, but whose honor? Young African cuts. And no one guards ours. Legend slumps, decades of stories weighing heavy. Maybe I've been wrong. Not wrong, young African says, quiet too. Quiet, producer's eyes glisten, no. Cut, keep rolling, legend's voice shakes. Tell me what stories we've buried, what truths we've silenced. Young African leans closer. You want truth, it'll break the world. You know, cameras catch legend's eyes. Guilt, all lights, soften tension. Electric, legend smaller, now voice low. Hollywood tells stories that sell that comfort. Young African's eyes. Narrow comfort for who, when's Hollywood shown, say hail farmers fighting to live, kids walking miles for water. Legend shifts. It's business, we tell what people want. Young African's voice trembles. Then why? Always your stories, guns. Cowboys, never mothers. Weeping over ruined homes. Producer dabs tears, truth too raw. Young African pulls small photo album, opens it slow, sacred. Look here, Ouagadougou, my city scarred. Forgotten points to girl eyes scared, Aminata. 10 school bombed, lost all legend's fingers, shake flipping pages. I didn't know this bad. Young African's voice breaks. That's the problem, you never looked when we screamed. Hollywood turned away, legend, silent cameras. Show him raw, Ibrahim. I've told here stories. Maybe I feared the forgotten ones. Young African softens, a crack forms because truth questions. The world you built, crew holds breath. Legend's eyes glisten. You've opened my eyes tonight. There's work to do. Not just films, but listening. Young African's voice shakes. We don't want pity. We want truth. They lock eyes, worlds apart, yet bound cameras roll, capturing history. Legend leans in. You speak of heroes who fights the real battles. Young African's voice cracks. Not movie soldiers, but Burkina Faso. Mothers, farmers, villages cut off, kids, hungry days. Families torn, no camera. Sees this, legend listens heavy. No words. Crew tears, cameraman whispers. This is real. Young African speaks like a father. Every village I see hope in rubble. Mothers sing through fear. Kids smile through pain. Tells of doctors with no medicine, teachers with candles. Communities unyielding. Hollywood loves guns. But my heroes survive. Rebuild, love, legend nods, moved. You've shown me why stories matter. Not to entertain, but to wake us. Lights dim. Moment heavy. Young African softer voice. There's a silence around Africa's pain. Not just Hollywood. The world turns away, voice breaks, lost friends to violence. No news, villages erased, no headlines. Legend's hands clench, why no stories? Truth hurts. Young African says world loves myths that fit. Cameraman sniffles. This is confession now. Young African's eyes lock. You can change this. You must, legend troubled. I made heroes, gunfighters, loners. What if they're not the ones to show young African nods? Courage isn't guns, it's truth. Even when it cuts, silence falls. Legend's voice shakes Ibrahim. I'm scared. Changing stories might cost my legacy. Young African gentle courage. Your legacy can give voice to the silent hope. Flicker's legend asks, what story do you want? Told young African smiles. Sad resilience, mothers rising from ashes, kids laughing through bombs. Describes schools reopening, farmers. Sowing seeds, communities healing. Not Hollywood's tale, but the one that needs telling. Legend nods, wait. Gone a bond forms, truth shared. Legend peaks, voice raw, Ibrahim. Your courage humbles me. I never knew Africa's pain. Till now young African softens, admitting that starts change. Legend falters. Hollywood made me storyteller, but blind room still a bridge builds, young African nods. First step, thank you. Young African speaks of silent suffering. Mothers lost kids to unfilmed wars. Children dreaming peace but knowing fear. Voice cracks, nurses with nothing. Farmers rebuilding. No aid schools gone, but strength rises. These are heroes. Young African says, Hollywood forgot, legend meets eyes. Ibrahim, I'll carry your story. Not myth, but truth. Young African smiles, tears. That's all we ever wanted. A voice lights dim, spark burns, bright moment ripples, world cameras awake. Legend breathes heavy. I must confess, Hollywood feared Africa's pain, too hard to show. Ashamed I'm part of that, young African softens, fear chains, silence, courage breaks them. Crew stunned, young African stands tall, we won't wait to speak our truth loud, so none can ignore, tells a future kid's laughter, louder than guns, schools, strong hope alive. Legend nods, all moved. We must listen. Amplify silenced voices, crowd tears, eyes, meet worlds unite. Cameras, stop, legend whispers, your story will change me. Maybe world, young African smiles through tears. Then we've won, screen fades, words, show thank you for joining this journey if moved. Like, subscribe, comment, share, your voice matters, truth lives.